and welcome to the Global Heroes podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're going to do a deep dive, taking a closer look at a really interesting place in Texas. Bryan?
Right. It's situated, well, right in the heart of what they call the Texas Triangle.
Ah, yeah.
So, pretty easy drive from Houston, Dallas, Austin.
Yeah.
That location is definitely strategic.
For sure. But we're not just looking at a map point today, are we?
No, definitely not.
Our mission, really, is to uncover what gives Bryan its unique character, the stories, the people, what makes it tick beyond just geography.
The Bryan legends, as our source material calls them.
Exactly,
Yes.
exploring those legends. And hey, if you like hearing positive stories from, all over, don't forget to subscribe to our weekly newsletter.
Yeah, good stuff in there.
The link's right there in the show notes for you.
So these legends, what's fascinating, I think, is they aren't like dusty historical figures. According to the sources, they're the people actually building the community now. Small business owners, chefs doing cool things, educators, the fabric of the place.
Yeah, the living legends. And it seems like downtown Bryan is a really good starting point to sort of find them.
Definitely. It's described as historic, obviously, but with this really friendly, welcoming vibe from the locals.
So what jumps out about downtown first? I mean, where do you even begin?
I think the staying power of some places tells you a lot, like the Queen Theater.
Oh, yeah.
It's this historic building, but they've turned it into a modern boutique cinema. That mix of old and new, that's often a good sign.
Absolutely. Keeping the history but making it relevant. I like that. And imagine seeing live music at the Palace Theater.
The open-air amphitheater, yeah.
Sounds like the kind of spot that really builds that local connection, doesn't it?
Totally. Then you got these really unique businesses, too. The Frame Gallery, showcasing original art.
Right, and Brazos Glassworks making hand-blown ornaments and things.
Yeah. What does that kind of stuff tell you about a place?
Well, it suggests maybe a real appreciation for, individual craft skill.
I think so. And look at Catalina Hatters.
The hat place.
Yeah, custom hats, family business running since 1983. That's not just, selling hats.
No way.
That's being woven into the town's story for decades. Part of its character.
Okay, so beyond downtown, Bryan also seems to have some really interesting museums that help tell that broader story.
For sure. The Brazos Valley African American Museum seems absolutely vital. It's focused on preserving that specific history.
Which is crucial, right? Acknowledging all parts of the past. How does a museum like that become a part of the town's legend, do you think?
Well, I mean, it's about the community understanding itself, isn't it? Knowing the full story, the good and the bad, which shapes who you are now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then there's the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History.
Right, focusing more on, Texas artifacts, fossils.
Yeah.
Connecting to the deeper natural roots of the area.
And Boonville Heritage Park. That sounds pretty immersive.
Yeah, it's meant to be like stepping back into the 19th century, not just looking at things behind glass.
What kind of impact does that have, do you reckon, that sort of hands-on history?
It probably creates a much stronger connection, a tangible link to where the place came from, more than just reading about it.
The sources talk about Bryan's authenticity, how it comes from different cultures meeting, and, well, those Texas roots.
Yeah?
How do these historical spots play into that?
It's got to be about those layers, right? The different influences building up over time, organically. You see it in their events, too, actually.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, like the Big Barn Dance Music Festival. Just
Yeah.
a big celebration of local music and community.
Okay, cool. And the downtown Bryan Street and Art Fair, that sounds more contemporary.
Right, showcasing the creative side now. Then you've got the Troubadour Festival, Messinahoff Winery's Harvest Festival.
And the Brazos Valley Fair and Rodeo. Wow, that's a pretty diverse lineup.
It really is. What does that mix tell you?
It says they value both tradition and new stuff, I guess. Something for everyone, bringing people together all year.
Exactly. Now, if you need a break from all that, Lake Bryan sounds like the spot.
Oh yeah, the natural escape. Hiking, biking, paddling, swimming.
Fishing. Or just, relaxing. Watching the sunset.
How important is having something like that nearby? That easy access to nature.
I think it provides a really nice balance, doesn't it, to the town life. Gives people, residents and visitors, space to breathe and connect with the outdoors.
Definitely. And then for family fun, there's Aggieland Safari.
Driving among exotic animals.
Yeah, and Walkabout Adventure Zoo. Looks like they have good options for families.
And Lake Walk, that sounds interesting too. Described as a scenic district.
Yeah, sort of upscale leisure boutique shops, but with those lakefront views and still close to downtown. Sounds pretty well planned.
It does suggest maybe a thoughtful approach to development. integrating the natural setting with, modern amenities.
Okay, let's talk food and drink, because that seems like a major highlight here.
Oh, definitely. Messina Hoff wineries, for starters.
Yeah.
Been around since 1977.
Wow, that's commitment.
Totally. That whole grape to glass experience, tours, dining, it's a story in itself, making
Yeah.
wine in Texas for that long.
Absolutely. And Hush and Whisper Distilling Co., similar idea, but with spirits.
Exactly, grain to glass. Again, it speaks to that local focus on quality, on the whole process.
Right.
But Ronan Farm, that sounds really unique.
Tell me more.
Well, you tour the farm, then have this 9-course tasting menu, all featuring stuff grown right there.
9 courses.
Yeah. And apparently you have dessert under the stars.
Okay, that's an experience. What's the takeaway from something like that?
It's just that deep connection, isn't it? To the land, to where your food comes from, presented in this really memorable way. It's that kind of authentic experience that makes you remember a place.
Yeah, totally. And it seems like the places to stay offer some distinct character, too.
Like the Milton Parker Estate, Victorian charm, Texas hospitality. Sounds like stepping back a bit.
Very personal, probably. And then the LaSalle Hotel dates back to 1928.
Yeah, described as having this mix of community connection, history, but with a refined rustic feel. You can probably feel the stories in the walls.
I bet. And the Stella Hotel, that sounds more modern.
It is. Bryan's first full-service hotel, actually. Top rated in Texas, apparently, but
Yeah.
still nods to the local history.
So when you put it all together, the unique shops, the history, the food, the nature, it really does feel like this combination of things and the people behind them that creates this vibrant community, these Bryan legends.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just one thing. It's that whole rich tapestry, the people, the places, the experiences. That's what gives Bryan its soul, something more than just being in the Texas Triangle.
Makes you want to check it out. If this has sparked your curiosity and you want to maybe go find some of these Bryan legends yourself, you should head over to sustinationbryan.com.
Good place to start planning, for sure.
Lots of info there.
Well, thanks for taking this deep dive into Bryan, Texas with us today.
Yeah, thank you all for listening to the Global Heroes podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media.
Keep up with what we're doing.
And don't forget, you can stream It's a Beautiful World over on Prime Video.
Check it out.